Today marks the second day in deliberations in the Sean P. Diddy Combs trial, and the judge has already received 5 notes from the jurors. The jurors deliberated yesterday for 5.5 hours, and in that time, they sent the judge 4 letters, one of which included a question about drug distribution. The 5th note was sent around 10:30 a.m. this morning, and the prosecution and defense were getting together, looking at their phones, talking about the question, and also Diddy's mother, Janice, entered the courtroom and waited for the letter to be read out loud. Yesterday, within about 2 hours of deliberation, the first question was handed to the judge. During the first 2 hours of deliberation yesterday, the first note was passed to the judge, and it was not a good one for either side. There were no details other than saying that the group was worried that juror number 3 does not follow the judge's instructions. Now, both sides chatted, and the judge agreed to send a response back, just reminding the jurors of their duty. The judge had gone through instructions on Monday for about 2 hours to the jurors while they were taking notes and highlighting points. He said basically if they listened to one another and applied common sense that they would come to a fair verdict. Combs faces life in prison for the top charges he's being accused of trafficking and racketeering, and he could face up to 10 years in prison for the lesser charges of prostitution. For the jury to find him guilty of racketeering, there has to be 2 or more people that the jury finds agreed to participate in criminal enterprise. For this charge of racketeering, the prosecution is accusing Combs of being involved in kidnapping, bribery, witness tampering, and also arson, and the jury has to find him guilty of at least 2 of those things. Yesterday, just before 5 p.m., the jury came back with 2 more notes for the judge. One of them just saying that they plan on leaving at 5 p.m., and the other was the question about drug distribution. The judge said he would respond once talking to the attorneys. So this morning, because of this question, there was a huge debate in the courtroom. Basically, the question was asking whether an individual is considered a distributor if they gave substances to someone who asked for the drugs. Prosecutors simply pointed to the jury's charge document. It was on page 37, which said that distributing simply means to deliver, to pass over, or to hand over something to another person. The defense was trying to say that that answer didn't go far enough, and the judge basically said, look, I hear you, I understand what you're saying, but your concern has no basis here, and he sided with the government. The 5th question that came in today was asking for a transcript of the testimony from Cassie Ventura and also from Daniel Phillip, who was a sex worker that was hired for these freak-offs with Combs and Ventura. Now, they asked specifically for Ventura's testimony about the March 2016 incident at the Intercontinental Hotel, so the assault that we've all seen the video for. This, of course, caused another debate because prosecution and defense wanted to send certain amounts of this transcript. Defense wanted to send the messages that came beforehand between Combs and Ventura, and of course, prosecution was saying it wasn't needed. The judge suggested sending all of Cassie's testimony, which of course defense didn't like because it's something like 800 pages long. So they ended up deciding on just the messages for the Intercontinental Hotel, but they were going to send from before it happened to after. During all this, Diddy was sitting there blowing kisses to his mom, waving to his family. At one point, he even leaned over and said to his mom, just relax, it's going to be all right, Ma. And then he added, I like your shirt and your outfit. As of right now, the jury has been deliberating for a total of about 10 hours. That's including yesterday and today. They're going to wrap up today at 5 p.m. unless they state otherwise. I will keep you updated if anything else comes in today, so make sure you hit follow.